in 3, 2, 1.
You're live.
It says that we're live, but it's not live over there.
Let me refresh it.
There it goes. Oh, awesome. And I think just that we can go down there where it says share.
Karen's on here.
Hi, Karen. We're going to do, you see the arrow down on the bottom?
Yes.
Go over there.
This one?
Right there, yeah.
Facebook?
Yeah, we can go on Facebook. User opt-out platform. Okay.
It means you don't have enough viewers for it.
No, I think there's a way. We have to go in and do some settings, and we'll probably have to work on doing that.
Okay. Well, you're live.
We'll have to set it up to there. No, right there. No. What does it say there? Community monitor. Pop-up toggle. Go to where the circle is up there. YouTube, switch account, sign in. No, I know there's a way to do it, but I don't know how to.
Well, it did, but it just said I wasn't allowed to. See Facebook?
No, well, let's share that way. But there's a way you can live stream it on there.
If we had Restream, we could do that because we've done it before.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it. I've seen them do it. What about this thing right here? No, let's throw it up there. There's a way to do it. There is a way to do it. I know there is. Pop outs.
That would have been it here.
No, it would say stream to. I seen the little pop out or the little thing on there, and I don't know if it's on the edit. If we had to go on the edit part, try there. What is that little arrow? Stream URL, copy. Okay, go. All right. Click on edit or add. I know there's a way to. I know there is. I just know it. Do on edit real quick and see what happens.
I did. They gave me this.
Okay, wait. Let's see.
Start a poll.
Question. No. Not there. You see edit, word edit right next there. Click there. And let me see what it says. Customize. Slow mode. Details. Video, audio. No. Stream content paid. Promotion, no. Allow. What does that say right there? Tags. Hang on just a second, Miss Karen. We'll be right there. Language, we got that. Go down. See, this is all different than what I saw on there. Standard YouTube license. Hold. Okay, we'll just share it after, I guess.
I mean, it'll be recorded on here. You've been live this whole time, so.
Yes. All righty. So we're going to get started. Hi, everybody. I am Shannon. I'm with the Mystics Corner, and one of my most favorite subjects to talk about is crystals. I love them so much. They're a big part of my life. I have lots and lots of crystals, and a lot of people ask me a lot of questions about it. Jessica's doing a little bit of camera resetting, and it's going to be blurred a little bit, and then it'll self-adjust. It'll make me look cute in just a second. There it goes. We have a new camera, and we're working on doing that. And thanks everybody that's joining us in our chat room. Thanks everybody that's going to be seeing it later. Very excited about this talk because it's really an amazing thing. So we're going to talk today. We're going to talk about from beginning to end, from when the crystals come out of the ground to taking them home, selecting them, taking them home, how to take care of them, how to activate them, how to talk to them, self-care of them, because it is very important if you have crystals, because crystals are a living organism. They are live. They are made up of minerals and different elements from the earth, and they are alive and they do grow. So they may start off really small, like these guys here. You'll see them really small, and they can go as big as these guys back here behind me. Big, huge crystals. And they're in caves, and then they're in veins in the ground, and they come from all parts of the world and everywhere. So, when you go to the crystal shop or you go places and you are in there, a lot of these crystals have traveled thousands of miles to get to the shop, and you don't really realize how much their journey has to get to that place. How many people have handled them? How many people have, from being dug, where they blowed out of the ground, where they dug out of the ground, where they throwed in a bucket, where they throwed anywhere. So when you're selecting them, when you go to the crystal shop or wherever you choose from offline or wherever, there's many really great places. If you're here in Houston, I've gotten several of my crystals from Indigo Moon. They have a really good selection there. I've gotten some from Livingston, from the Johnson City Rock Shop. Just to name a few places. There are a couple of others that I would have liked to mention. But right offhand, I just don't remember them all. But there are some really nice rock shops here. If you're looking in Austin, there's Nature's Treasures. If you're in Smithfield, there's the Rock Shop. It's called the Rock Shop. It's in Smithfield, Texas. Austin has quite a few different ones, but one of the bigger ones is Nature's Treasures. They have an online place that you can buy. Pikes Peak in Colorado, they do wholesale crystals and things like that you can buy. Now on TikTok, you can buy them directly from China. They do the scoops and things. And I will admit, I ordered some, a few boxes of them, like I needed them, but I've seen a couple of more that I might get. But there's some couple of new places that are selling them here in the United States, similar to what they are over there. And you can find some really good deals. I think today they were doing a clearance sale. So you can find crystals from all different kinds. And I'm going to share, you can see out here in front of me and behind me, I'm going to share a couple of crystals that I have, and ones that I use on a daily basis, ones that I use for my healing sessions. So we're going to really go into there. So let's go into the beginning. When crystals are formed, they're formed underground, or they're like amethyst. Amethyst comes in like an egg. It looks like an egg. It's in a rock. There's several other pieces that come like that will come that way, and they will cut them in half. I didn't have any Shiva Lingam. I have to excuse. We're a lot of my crystals are in storage right now because we're in the process of making transition. But Shiva Lingam actually comes in the shape that it's in. What you see in the store, it actually is in the ground just like that. And they can be tiny ones, or they can be 3,000 or 4,000 pound pieces. And they dig them out of the ground. They're just like that. They're not cut. They're not carved. They're perfectly made that way, and it's a phenomenon. There's several other pieces that come that way. So in the ground, there'll be crystals, and a lot of people know quartz crystals. And one of the biggest places that you can go to dig quartz, you can actually go and dig quartz crystals, is in Arkansas, in Hot Springs, Arkansas. There's a couple of places there. I think one is named Johnson's Rock Shop. I think
Oh, that's the one here. Is that the one here?
No, that's in Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
I think Mount Ida. Is it Mount Ida? Yeah, Mount Ida, Arkansas. That's where you can see. And I'll bring her up here in a minute. But they come out of the ground, and they look just like this. They'll be in the ground just like this. They will look like this or like this. And if you notice, on the bottom of them, they've been broken. So when they dig them out, some of them get broke, and they may be in a big cluster, come in a cluster like this, and they'll be in a cluster coming out of the ground, and they will get broke or beat up coming out of the ground. Then they're put in bins, and then they're shipped. And a lot of them will come out of the ground with the dirt or the ore. A lot of quartz crystals will have iron deposit on the outside. They'll look orange. They're encased in this orange color. So they put acid on them or many different things. So there's a lot of things that starts happening with them once they're dug up. So they've been in this place that for thousands of years in the earth, and they have all of this amazing energy in them, and then all of a sudden they're dug up, traumatized. There are chemicals put on them to clean them up. There's human hands being put on them. There's environmental things, because a lot of people don't know, even in your cell phones, your TVs, your cameras, your watches, a lot of your medical equipment all have quartz crystals in them, because quartz is a great conductor, like for communication. It communicates. So you have a lot of quartz that is used, a lot of quartz. And they'll take them and slice them real thin or make them into smaller little discs or pieces. And they have a lot of uses, the clear quartz. So a clear quartz, if you want to talk about one of your main ones, if you were going to get, you always want to have a clear quartz in your arsenal, if you want to call it that way, because it is an amplifier. And you'll want to have this. You'll want to have some of these. And then we have some other bigger pieces and different things. This is one that I chose that I can handle in my hands. So once they come out, they've been out of the ground, they've been cleaned. A lot of them will get polished. I always love to find, if I can, find new ones that haven't been polished or cut. I have a lot of raw pieces that are natural. That's the way they come. But I have pieces that have been cut, like these guys, these little towers. They've been cut and edged by blades and everything. So there's a lot more trauma that's been going on with them. They put them in the polishers, like these little stones here. And you'll see a lot of the little stones in the rock shops and stuff. And just think about it. These guys have been put in this tumble and sand and other chemicals to make them polished and really shiny and smooth, because they're really rough when they come out of the ground. And I wish I had some of the raw to show you the difference between the two. I think maybe this one here. This is a raw piece. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's doing good. This is a raw piece. And they would take this piece and put it in this tumbler, and then it's in there for like 60 days, tumbling and being scratched and scraped. And and everything in there with all of these other crystals. So they're getting beat up and everything in this machine. So then they take them out, wash them off, clean them up. They put them in a bag and they ship them wherever you're to the store or wherever you're going, and then normally they're put into bins or bowls or different things like that, so you have more. And so in the rock shop or in the places, you got a lot of people going by, so there's a lot of energy going on them. A lot of places they don't. How do I say this without being tacky? They don't know how to communicate with them. They're just selling these really pretty things. I guess I'm just going to say it the way I'm going to say it. Huh? So you get all of these crystals. There's like 10,000 different crystals in this place, and they're all alive, and they've been having all this trauma and everything that's going on. So you go into there, and so you have all of this, and you're looking for crystals. And what I recommend people to do is to ask inside, what am I attracted to? What is pulling me? Because some people don't know. They may see a stone that looks like this. This is a natural stone. And it doesn't look very pretty, but it's a very powerful stone. It really is a very powerful stone. And when we are looking for it, we'll probably pick up this really pretty polished stone, and it's because of our eyes we see. But you should just look and close your eyes, feel, and see which stone really you're attracted to and your energetic fields, because these guys all can change your energetic fields. When I do healing work and I'm doing crystal healing, they can change the energetic fields that are in the person's body and shift it and make it either stronger or weaker. So you really want to find out if this stone makes you stronger or weaker, and you really want to pay attention to that. So now, once you've made your selections, you've purchased it, you get it home, what do? Well, for me, what I like to do is I normally will get a bowl or something or even put them in a sink. And I put cold water with maybe a teaspoon of salt in the water. And I will put them in the cold water and let them set for at least 6 to 8 hours, maybe even overnight. And just let them be in the cold water with the salt, because the salt helps clean them up, and the cold water helps with also the cleaning of them. It just kind of soothes them. It makes them calmer. Now, there are certain ones that you can't put them in the water, which is lithium. Lithium is one it's called a soft stone. If they get wet, they become very soft and brittle and everything. Another one is this is kyanite right here. Kyanite's another one you can't. We'll talk a little more about that in a minute. Selenite is another one. I have a big piece of selenite back here, and I don't know if you can see it back there in the back. And I'll move out of the way and tell you a couple of things out of over there. But it's the big piece in the back there. That's another one that you can't put in the water. And I will tell you how to do those guys in just a second. So once I've had my crystals in the water for a while, cleaned up, washed, salted, looking really good, I will take them out, dry them, let them set out. A couple of other things that I may do with them, especially like quartz crystals, I will use a little drop, put a drop of frankincense on them, because it will feed the crystal. And frankincense oil is one of the very powerful oils that has a higher frequency. And quartz crystals, amethyst crystals, When you get the big sphere, geodes, the big geodes of amethyst, you can't put those in the sink or anything, but you can put a couple of drops of the frankincense oil on them. Something else I like to use, I'll use some Florida water. I'll use some rose water from time to time on them. This is another Florida water we found. And we also make our own Florida water. You can make your own Florida water. And we're going to do a whole video on how to make your own Florida water at home and make it very powerful. And you can make it to the way that what you're looking for. And we'll put that up on another day. But you're letting your crystals cleanse. And it takes a few days to prepare them because you don't want crystals being in your house that's come with trauma, drama, other people's energies that they may have picked them up, put them down. Remember, everything it's like a bottle of water. A lot of people don't realize in the grocery store. I know, keep looking over there. Jessica's sitting over here. And my audience is sitting over there. I have a one-man audience because I have a hard time with just talking to the camera. And I know I'm giving a lot of information really, really quick, but you can go back and listen to the video as you go along a little more. But it takes a few days to prep your crystals to really get them in working and ready to work for you or be in your house. I really, really recommend it that you do cleanse and prep your crystals to be in your environment, because you really want to have that to where they're clean and they're ready to be to work, to be in that place, or to just be a pretty item, but you don't want all that negative energy in there, because remember, all crystals and everything has a vibration. They're alive, they're a living organism. They pick up energies from everything. Sometimes some of my bigger ones, if companies coming over, I will actually put them away or cover them up with something to keep that energy off of them, because it helps protect them, and they love it, and they love to work for us, and they love to help us. So now we've got our crystal all ready to go, and we want to do the next step of it. When you're working with your crystals at home and bringing them home and preparing. So one of the things you like crystals, what is it that you're wanting to do? Do you want them to protect your front door? Some of the best protection ones is selenite. You can get selenite towers or little small selenite pieces. I should have brought that little piece in here. And you can put them on either side of your door, and it will help protect. You can get small pieces of onyx that will help. So you can have some guardians at the door. I like putting culinate. They're my guardians. I will put little pieces of selenite in the windows. Selenite is one of your best. If you were going to get at some working things, and I know at Ross, Marshall, sometimes they have them on sale over there, and you can pick them up for pretty reasonable prices. So, and dealing with those guys, and because you can't put them in the water, and I'm going to bring this guy over here. This is selenite. Selenite is a really grainy. It will break real easy, but it's very, very powerful stone. Especially for doing protection, clearing. You can use it to clear your energy with. All of that. Some people say you really don't have to cleanse it, but I always like to do that. I will take a little bit of frankincense and in my hand, and I'll clear with it that way. Or I will actually take this, if it's a nice sunny day, I will put it outside on the ground. In the grass for a few hours and just let it go into the earth. Anything that is negative or anything that needs to go out of it. I'll program it and tell it to offload or download, whatever you want to call it, clear itself. And it loves being outside in the sun. It'll really get some really big energy from being outside. And these guys probably need to be outside, but we don't have a backyard to do that. And people will see them and take them at the apartment. So these are one of the pieces that we will do, or I will use some, like I said, it's falling apart. You have to be real careful with these guys. So, and especially in the raw form like this, I use that one in my room when I'm doing healing work. It helps, it'll pull a lot of things into it and help keep the things that come off during the healing session. It will pick it up and hold it in its space. And the same with kyanite. Kyanite is another one. You can use that by your doors or in there, but it's another soft, and it comes in many colors. This is blue kyanite. You can have black kyanite. I think there's green. There's several different colors that you can get. And again, I will even use some Florida water on it or spray it with a little misty to spray its energy. But kyanite is a self cleaner too. But again, I like to put them outside on the ground, in the grass, on the earth, and let them charge because that's where they came from. That's what they know. They know that energy, and they'll go back into that space and really upload a lot of that energy. So just clearing, getting all of that stuff. But so after you've done that and you're deciding, okay, this is one of my protection stones, and you take your protection stone and you always want to tell it because it will listen to you. You want to tap it 3 times and tell it clear. You're wanting to tell it, you're talking to it and you're telling it to clear. And so you're going to tap it 3 times and tell it to clear. And you're just holding and waiting for that. You can feel it when it gets, if you're a sensitive person, an empath or something like that, even if you're not, you'll kind of know, you'll feel it. It'll change. You can feel everything change. So once you get it there, you're going to tap on it and say program. You're going to tell it to program, and you're going to tell it, I program you to do protection, anything that is not in the highest best. If you can make your prayer up, or you're programming it, you're putting it in, you're telling this crystal what it is that you want to do. Okay. Now with quartz crystals, if you have quartz crystals and you're I know a lot of people, that's all they really want to work with is just quartz crystals. You can take other crystals, like pink quartz, which has a peaceful, loving, gentle energy, and you can set it on top of it, and you can tell it to program that pink quartz. If you're using a clear quartz, you can program it. You can tell it, and you tap it 3 times and tell it to program to the energy of pink quartz. You don't have to have a whole bunch of crystals if you have clear quartz. Clear quartz is one of the universal crystals that you can use, and you can program it that way, or you can just set it up here like this. So after it's programmed, you're programming it, and right now your crystal is asleep. It's not awake. And so after you've programmed, you want to tell it to wake up. And you tell it, wake up, wake up, wake up. And once this crystal, you'll feel the energy start waking up. It's going to wake up and begin to work. It's going to begin to pulse out. You'll feel the pulse energy of it. And then you can start asking it to amplify, amplify, amplify. And you can start feeling the energy get bigger and bigger. And you can even put your hand above it if you want to feel that energy of it and really see where it's going. You can use a pendulum on it to see where it's going. But once you get it programmed, then you find the place that you want to put it. Okay. Especially if you're doing protection and you have a quartz crystal with a point on it. Like if you want to protect the door, you always want to point it to the door. You always want to put your point to the door. If you are putting it in gardens or different places like that, it's kind of the same, but you just build this. You'll put it in the way it needs to go. It'll make you'll kind of feel, no, I need to turn it this way or turn it that way, and it will go. So working with quartz crystals, I really like, and I'll use quite a bit of it with it. And then when you're finished working, or if it's not a working stone, but you only work with it every so often, you always want to tell it, sleep, sleep, sleep. And one of the biggest things that I hear from a lot of people that come to my classes or talk to me, Shannon, I can't sleep at night. And then I ask them, well, do you got crystals in the room? And he's like, yeah, I got a whole bunch of them. Well, they're still on. You got them in working mode and they're just going. And so you got high frequency energy going. So your sleep patterns are weird. You'll be having some weird dreams. And especially if you didn't clear them, you'll have nightmares. I've had people like, oh my God, I'm having these nightmares. And I'm like, well, what changed? Well, blah, blah, blah. And we get to talking about the crystals and stuff. And I'm like, look, tell it to go to sleep. Tell it to go to sleep or go clear it. Especially if you have negative people in your house. Just saying. And I see it all the time. Tell them to go to sleep. And then the next time I tell, yeah, oh my God, I've slept so much better, blah, blah, blah. So always remember, if your crystals are not working, you really want them to go to sleep. You want them to be quiet, to be still. And they're okay. They're not having to work. They'll just be fine. They'll be fine just like that. They don't require anything else, and they're just in that space. But every so often, you do want to clean them. You want to go through the cleansing process, reprogramming process. You can reprogram them. They're more than willing to do that. Even like this is a laser. They call them a laser, a Lemurian laser. And when I'm working with this, I program it. And right now it's asleep. But I will program the lasers when I'm working on somebody and telling it to bring in certain energies. And then afterwards, I will put it to sleep, and then I will clear it and cleanse it, because we always have to have them cleansed. Because you don't want to work with residue from on there. So you have all these crystals in your house, and we have these crystals, and we've cleaned them, we've programmed them to work, and there's still weirdness. Like you may have tiger's eye and some smoky quartz and a clear quartz and some pink quartz and some more clear quartz. You have several different pieces all around your house. Well, a lot of people don't know that some crystals don't go together. They are like opposite. They're like magnets. They push against each other. They do different things. And so when you program them and you're talking to all of your crystals in your house, you want them to become compatible, because this is a high frequency crystal. This is a little bit lower frequency crystal. They work in different energies. They work in different chakras. They work in different ways. And so if you have this higher frequency one and this lower frequency, now you got this trying to pull the energies going this way and that way. And so one of the best ways to do it is to talk to all of your crystals simultaneously. And you tell it, compatible. Become balanced and harmonized. You want all of your crystals. You talk to all of your crystals simultaneously. Balance and harmonize. Become compatible. And what will happen, and you'll feel the energy. For me, I do. I can move and I'm very sensitive to it. You can feel when they come into alignment or balance out. And it doesn't mean that this is any lesser. This one comes down or this one here. They're just not fighting against each other anymore. You don't feel that magnetic, or you don't feel like, oh my God, there's just, you walk over here and you feel this. You walk over here and you feel this. Your house should be very balanced and harmonized, especially if you have some bigger pieces like the one back here in the back, the pink quartz. She's the queen of the house. She lets us know very quickly the energy. She normally sits over here in front of our door. So when you come in, you're receiving love, and that's her job. Is anybody that comes in the house, they receive love, and there's this peace and harmony that comes in the door. But she is the queen bee. She lets us all know, except for this one back here behind. This is Skywalker. This is a crystal skull. She's been with me for about 15 years now. She came from Mount Ida, Arkansas. She talked to me. And that was one of my kind of first experiences about hearing crystals. It was an inner knowing. It was just a conversation, and she told me she was going home. But for the price, I told her, no, you're staying in the box. You're staying there. And guess what? She came home with me. So, and I will tell you this, especially choosing skulls, they will choose you. You don't choose them. They will choose you. Because I've had some that I just picked, and the next thing I know, there was somebody else. It's like, I don't know, but they choose you. And I actually have some in my in the warehouse that I bought them, but I know they're not mine, and they'll go to somebody else, and they'll choose who they go to. So talking to them because the ancients made the skull this way because the skull has a vibration. Even your brain is that way, and the way it is cut, it has a vibration and frequency. And it is a pretty powerful thing. When she wakes up or she's ready to work, she will come out and say, hey. But I asked her today if she would want to be a part of it, and she was in agreement. But working with crystals and talking to them, some people think, oh, how does that feel? What does that feel like? I always recommend people to start with this piece of stone or crystal, and you want to put it in your left hand. And a lot of people that are empaths, they've never experienced connecting with their crystals at home or anywhere. You'll want to put it in your left hand, and you'll ask it to clear, and then you'll tell it to wake up. And you want it to wake up. You say, wake up, wake up, wake up. And all of a sudden, you'll feel an energy in your hand. There's something that really interesting happens, and I've seen it so many times. Teaching this class or teaching people how to really feel crystals and how to communicate with them. Once you get it in your hands and you activate it, it's almost like this tingling or this inner knowing, this connectedness. You can feel it go. It'll be a connectedness or an inner state knowing or an inner knowing. And once you do that, you can amplify it. You can say amplify, amplify, amplify. It'll get stronger and bigger and stronger and bigger. And once you're in that space with it and you're feeling, you can ask it. It has history. Let's think about this. This crystal has been in the ground for thousands of years just to get here. this has been growing, and it's been all different kinds of communications. And some of the crystals are recorders. So there are different types of quartz crystals or different kinds of crystals that you can get, but they're recorders, and they have different types of cut or the type of this up here. So when you're working with them and you hold them in your hand, if they're recorders, you can ask it questions about the history of the earth. You can ask it questions about some of the things it's experienced and feel and what is going on. Even though it's been under the earth, there's a lot of energies it will feel. So throughout time, even some of them, I have a couple of pieces that I didn't bring out. I think they're over at the warehouse. I have a couple of pieces that come from off planet. They're only very small amount of pieces that were found. Anytime there's a crisis or anything, there's always new crystals and things coming out of the ground that they discover. And it normally comes to bring balance in it. But you can have some pieces that come from off planet that come on. Maybe a meteor hit the earth, or other extraterrestrial civilizations or civilizations that's been here before will have those. So we'll have put those in the ground. Let's put it that way. And I do have a couple of pieces, and people, when they do touch them, they have this, whoa, what's that? What's happening? So when you start feeling it and it's in your hand, you do the amplifying, you can talk to it. Just ask it questions. Ask questions, and it will give you the answers. It'll say, hey, where would you like to be? Where would you like to work at in the house? And you can put it. It will tell you if you want to be inside or outside. Are you a healing stone? And you'll just know. It'll be like this inner knowing. It's not going to be like, hey, Shannon, go over here. No, it'll be an inner knowing, or it'll be a pull. It's like, man, I really want to put this over in the windowsill. So you can do many different things with that in it. And then when you're done with it, you tell it to go to sleep. It's a living organism, and working all the time. If you wanted to go to sleep or give it a vacation, you can put them to sleep, and they will go to sleep and do the work. Skywalker, she gets she likes to work, and sometimes I really do have to tell her to go to sleep because she loves to talk. She's a talker. And she's been in many ceremonies. She's been with 5 of the 13 crystal skulls. She's been with over 2,000 crystal skull ceremony. She's been all over. She's been all over the United States, South America. She has a lot of energy that goes through her, but she is a talker. She is a talker. A lot of people don't. I think Max is still here in Houston. I'm not sure that if he's been out in public too much, because the handler that has Max, I don't think that she brings him out much anymore. But don't quote me on that. But I haven't seen him out doing too much, and because he travels a lot. And there's several other pieces that are out. So working with it and communicating and working in the crystalline world, I love it. I really do. These are my friends, and I have a lot of them. I do. I have a lot of them. I've given a lot of them away. I've spent a lot of money on them, or people have given them to me, or they find me. They love to find me. I always love it when they do that. It's like, oh, you're coming home with me. And I do feel that there's a couple of more pieces that's coming, but I haven't found them yet. I think they're on our journey. they're going to be showing up and to do some work, do some stellar work because I need a couple of more pieces that I need some stellar. And this is one that does a lot of stellar work. And when I use stellar, that means ET cosmic work. It's a very high frequency crystal. And it's an estelite, estelite quartz crystal.
The camera doesn't do it justice. It's
No.
gorgeous. It's really gorgeous.
This was a piece that came to me and given to me, but it's a very powerful piece. Let's put it that way. It does help connect in the stellar realms, and when I communicate with it, they will channel. If you ever work with me or in one of my groups and I'm doing some channeling, this piece will probably be out, and she will be out, and a couple of other pieces, especially when I'm working with the stellar pieces in that way. So some of my favorite pieces, and again, they get to come to me. This one, a tower. I love towers like these. I love working with the towers because we can do several grid work with them and start the communications. We can open up portals and work in many ways like that. And we're going to do a whole grid work video coming up really soon. We're going to do a lot more videos, especially about doing working with crystals a lot more. I love the towers because the towers really radiate and puts the energy up, especially if you're doing portal work. And you can tap into the crystal and start feeling that energy with it. When you feel that energy and then start the communication and start programming them to do the stellar work, which we're going to do a lot more of. I think that's the direction we're going to really go into. So I'm going to be in a lot more woo-woo spaces with this. But stellar work is, you'll use a lot of towers like this. I love them. They'll come in many shapes, different kinds. This is calcite.
Yes.
Calcite's another one. I love it. It's another one that's a soft, but when they polish them like this, you can wash them, put them in water, clean them up. And again, when I work with it and I activate it and program it, and we're doing the work, I always love them, and I make sure that they are clean. I give them the frankincense oil because it really feeds them. A lot of people don't realize that. And you can get a couple of drops in a mist bottle, and you can mist your crystals and then set them outside, and you can wipe them down. But the frankincense has a high vibration energy, so it will help your crystals to be clear, so you'll get a very clear communication with them and how you work. I've seen over the years so many people, and you go and sit and you're like, woo, somebody needs to clean their crystals. It really, really is intense. But knowing, just all you have to do is tell it clear, 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 and just wait for it, and it'll do its work. But you have to work with it to clear it, then program it what you want it to do, what you're wanting this crystal to work. And it loves to do it. Crystals love to work. Now there are some of them that are lazy. Just kidding, guys, just kidding. And they just prefer to be out in the garden and look pretty and lay in the sun. But my favorite things to work with are the towers. I have several towers pieces. Spheres are another one that is really cool to work with. I've worked with that, and especially if you're doing Merkaba work, because when you're doing and programming them, you're telling it to clear, program it to do Merkaba work, activate it, because a sphere is when you have your Merkaba, your traveling pieces together, you will have, this is what your Merkaba will look like. So in it, it has all the sacred geometry and everything that's already programmed, and you can do a whole portal or place in there. What else do I have? In your house, I will tell you another great recommendation is this guy right here. This is black onyx. This is a natural piece that is not been tumbled, but it has been broke. They broke it to get it out of the ground because it comes in big pieces, and they break it into smaller pieces, and then they start carving it all down to make spheres or points out of it. Or they will make the scribe. These are scribe boards. You can look in it, gaze in it. If you program these, clear them really good, program them to be a gazer. You look in there until it start amplifying, and you'll see, or it kind of takes you into a trance state, or it'll start communicating. And the communication, as I said before, is not going to be this, oh, it's going to be an inner knowing. And you'll be like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Why am I thinking about this? Why am I feeling this? So always, even this one you can clean, and it's a little bit easier to clean. These guys are protecting stones. Any black stones are your protection stones. They really get a lot of stuff out and clear. And when you program them, they love to be in protection. I have these in my healing space because it does help me be protected in that space. What else do we have? They come in so many shapes and forms. You can get crystals in every shape and form now. But as I said in the beginning of the video, because they come out of the ground, they were taken out of their vibration, their frequency that was created, and they've been tumbled and beat up and banged and everything. I really recommend people to do a cleansing and clearing their crystals before you start working with them, because they've been programmed to all this trauma and drama, mama, all that kind of stuff. And you should make sure you clear them. And it's very simple: cold water, some salt. You can use some a drop of frankincense and a little spray bottle. You can spray them down. But I recommend doing the salt water first when you got them. If they are hard crystal, then you can start doing your programming and clearing with them, because that will help get rid of a lot of it. It's like people that buy bottled water, nothing wrong with it. But when you bring it home, you should write love on it. You should write, do some prayers, put some things in it. Because just think about this. Every person that's been down that aisle to get water, their energy has went into that water, and you're drinking all of their energy. So that's why we go and buy water in big 5 gallons from a very place over near our house, and get high alkaline water. And
We use shungite in it.
we also put shungite in it. And that's a black stone. Shungite gets rid of the EMF fields and stuff like that. All of ours, and we have a shungite stick that goes in each one anytime we're doing the water. So I will tell you that it really helps, because it does. They are communicators. Crystals are communicators. Most people just see them as just, oh, look how cute, it's pretty. No, they're working. The earth was made of stones and crystals and diamonds. You see all these high frequencies. Why do you think people think diamonds? No, diamonds is a crystal. It was a crystal in the ground. People got it out. It was looks like an ugly piece like this. Diamond looks just like this. And then they start polishing it and cleaning it and everything, and then they cut it into the diamond. It's not it doesn't just, it's formed from carbon. And people don't realize it. You can get programmed. You can program your diamonds. Moldavite is another high frequency one. People think, oh, it's so pretty. And then they put it on and they're having like all the stuff, they're like, what is going on? Or it goes away because it's a more high frequency. And you have to understand that. So I'm going to go to a really controversial thing. And I'm going to say this, and I say it with a lot of love, and I know I'm going to get some flack over this. So I'm going to go there. So many people get bracelets. We have some really awesome bracelets. We have a designer that makes ours, and if you're interested, she will create some for you and make them very specific, customized. She does great work. I never have an issue with the product. And amazing. We can get that information.
I'll put it in the chat for now, her Instagram.
Jessica said she's going to put her Instagram on there. And you get with her, and she's going to customize you some amazing pieces and with the stones. And she has customized us because one of my working stones, people ask me, well, Shannon, what stones do you recommend? Is bronzite. Bronzite and amethyst together. When I do my work, you will see me wearing this. Bronzite and amethyst. Years and years and years, I looked for something and I found bronzite. Bronzite will knock out any negative energies, balance everything up, and do it really quickly. It is one that a lot of people, when I'm working with them, I put it in their hand. They're like, what is that? I want that. You can get bronzite. There's just a couple of places I know at Indigo Moon they have it. It's not a real expensive, but it's not a real cheap piece either. Maybe I think I paid $10 for each one of these stones, I believe. But I actually had these on the four corners of my bed. I actually took these out from my bed. I have them on the four corners of my bed, so it helps me at night and it keeps me protected at night. That's what these stones do, to keep that out of the space. But I know I got off on a tangent around that, but I wanted to make that because those two are amazing stones, and she makes these for us. We have just a couple of them. They go pretty quick when she makes them.
And you have an all bronzite.
We have to do another order for these two. I think we only have like 3 or 4 left of them. But amazing stuff these guys are. Now, I want to get to this because I have seen so many people do this. You see all of these on my wrist? They're so confused about what to do. I've seen people put so many different crystals on their arm, and they don't even have an idea about what. Somebody's calling me from Mexico. They really are. And they don't even know what the crystals do, but they're pretty. They're pretty. This is howline. This has the onyx, and it also has the chakra set on there. Then the amethyst and the bronzite on there. But what it will do, you have, again, like I told you, the conflict. When you have crystals that are in conflict with each other, that is so interesting because you can look at somebody's energy and it's like, man, your energy is so freaking confusing because you don't even have them compatible. They're not even they're not compatible with each other. I only recommend someone maybe wearing one or two and see where that's at. Evil Eye, this is another one I really like too.
That's pyrite on it.
Yeah, Pyrite and the Evil Eye.
Yeah.
But when you use all of these, and I've seen necklaces, I've seen all kind of things. But crystals are meant to work and help strengthen your energy. And when you wear these on you, and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing it becomes too complicated for your energetic fields. I'm telling you. And then they wear them all the time and they don't clean them. They're very dirty. I know I'm going to get some flack over that one, but that's all right. Truth is the truth. But you should clean your bracelets or your necklace, crystals, the same thing. Put them in cold water. You bring them home. They've been traumatized. They've been beat up, all of that stuff. And then you want them to work and they've been beat up. They're not even, but in the same thing, put them in your hand. Tell them to clear, program them. Tell them to be compatible with your other crystals. And I tell you, you'll have a much better time. You'll feel stronger. Just a couple. I only recommend maybe one or two, or one on this wrist and one on this wrist. Sometimes I even put them around my ankles. It just depends on if I'm doing massage or not. I'll put them on around my ankles. The same process. But yeah, if you get bracelets and they are real, these are real gems. These are real. They're not. They're the real thing.
Yes.
And that's why we like these. Our creator Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jessica's going to put her information or her Instagram in there.
I'll put it in the comment. I mean, yeah, when we post the video.
And you can find it. We're learning how to use this YouTube thing. We were using another program, which is Zoom, and we've discovered there's a lot of people that won't use Zoom. And this is a lot more easier to put over, and I don't have to worry too much about people's faces and things like that on there. And I think once we get, and like it, punch the little thumbs up there,
yes,
give us a little
please.
thing, share it, help us build our community. Because we're going to do more of these. Like I said, we're going to teach people how to build Florida water. We're going to do some healing techniques. We're going to do lots of things that are going to be happening. Anybody have any questions online? If you have any questions later, if you're watching this and you have any questions, you can message us. You can send us a message.
We have Shauna Warmbrought on there,
Yeah.
and Miss Karen.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. But we know this is however, but you can go to our website, which is the Mystics Corner, our YouTube channel here. We're going to be building more on this as we go along. It's going to be amazing as we start putting it up. But please like and share. Start building our algorithm so people can find us more easily. We're still working on, because we have to have so many followers and things like that. But if you like the content, please give us a like, thumbs up. If you see it later, please still give us a like and give us a thumbs up, comment, share it. Because I love sharing about crystals. I love working with them. We are going to do some grid work. We're going to do some stellar work using crystals. And like I say, we're going to be having we do have some crystal bracelets and stuff that are programmed, that I've programmed specifically for this. So what is that?
We're just getting the bots in here.
Oh, for real. That means we've made it.
We've made it, girl. Well, she's got a nice profile picture with her butt.
For real. Awesome.
She said, "You got the wrong crystal."
That's what she said.
Yeah. Can you afford a 3-pound diamond? Listen, honey.
For real.
We made it, y'all.
We made it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this or was informative.
Yes.
We're gonna be doing a lot more of these videos. Like I say, if you go and select crystals, I'm gonna just do a little recap. If you do get go and buy crystals, select the one that you're most attracted to. Don't worry about the color or the shape or if it's raw or if it's pretty or whatever. Jessica's doing something on there.
Yeah, I got it.
We have mission control. We set our whole living room up so that we can start doing these little things where
I'm surprised the cat's not up here smelling all your crystals. When you turn him on, he gets
he gets excited. Well, I've been trying to keep these kind of a little bit still because of that. He does get a little bit wild.
Miss Karen said it was very informative and that she has a lot of cleaning to do.
Yeah.
Some cold water buckets, Miss Karen.
Or even put them outside on the ground with a little
There you go. You got a nice backyard.
A little frankincense spray. Yeah. But like I say, if you go to a crystal shop or you go somewhere, remember these crystals have been dug up, beat up, polished. They had chemicals put on them to make them look pretty, to clean all the iron and stuff off of them. Remember to put them in some cold water. Love them. Cold water, a little salt, and help clear them up, refresh them. Put them in your hand or put them in and tell them to clear, to clean, get rid of everything. Program them. They love to work. They really, really do. And they love being with us and they love to work with us. So you just remember they do it. You tell it to amplify. Once you put it in the place where it's going to be, tell it to amplify. Most of mine are working. They all are working. They make their groceries. I have lots of them, lots of crystals. And maybe one day we will do a big grid in our house.
Yes.
In our house, we're going to have a big grid party. And we're going to bring all the crystals out and put them on the floor.
We'll bring out our 3-pound diamond.
Yes. We'll bring out our 3-pound diamond. So I hope this was informative and everything. So please like it, get the algorithm up, share it, please. Please share it for us.
Yes. Thank you, everyone that joined us live.
If you're watching it later, please like it, share it. Check out our website, which is themysticscorner.com. If you're watching it in April, we're still doing the April special, which is $75 phone readings. You can go on our website and it has our contact information on there. We would never solicit you on here to, hey, thank you, blah, 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 all that wonderful things. If you would like to make a donation, if you liked it and would like to make a donation, you can do a Zelle or you can do
I'll put all that up when I post
Cash App and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We have several ways you can do that, or you can go to our website. You can make donations through our website.
Yes.
Really simple. We're always working on creating and doing new things. And we're going to have more. We're going to do a lot more. I think I kind of like this.
Yeah, I can't wait to make Florida water with everyone. I love that one. Get to pour all the vodka in there. Make martinis and make Florida water and martinis.
Yes. We're already putting together some things that we are going to be putting out. So look for those. We're going to be putting up our YouTube channel, and we're going to have some guests. We're going to do some readings. We're going to do many different things. So, yeah. So much love, guys. Until next time, look for our next videos. There's going to be coming up. I think we're going to actually do a couple of more. I think we're going to do a couple of more.
Like, share, and subscribe, y'all.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.